Welcome back to my channel, A Basket of Flowers and Grace, and I'm Carol. And I want to thank all the new subscribers who have come over to my channel. I welcome you here, and I hope you find inspiration and encouragement here. I want to thank you guys for your lovely comments from my last video. I really appreciate that. You guys were so kind, and I'm glad you enjoyed the Mackenzie Child style urns that I created. So, you guys, the weather's been kind of crazy. It was like 80 degrees yesterday, and now today it's in the 30s, and we had some snow earlier, and it's just been some crazy March weather. So I also, too, I want to let you guys know that my comment section is open for prayer requests. Now, we all have stuff that are that we get busy with, and life throws things at us. And if there's something that's extra heavy weighing on your heart today, I want to invite you to leave a prayer request in the comment box. You don't have to even tell me what it is, just say you want prayer, and I will pray for you. God knows what your situation is and what you need prayer about. And I want to thank everybody who prays for those who ask for prayer requests. My mom was just diagnosed with Parkinson's yesterday. So if you guys, those of you who pray, would pray for her and pray for our family in this situation as we're, dealing with it. But today we're going to be making a spring/Easter arrangement, a flower arrangement, and I want to show. So we're going to be making this today, guys. Look how pretty. It is adorable, and it's springtime, and it just screams spring and Easter, right? So we're going to be making this today, and I hope you guys will enjoy it, and also give me a big thumbs up and share and subscribe to my channel, because all of this really helps my channel. Even leaving a comment helps my channel, and I really appreciate it, guys. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever beverage you like, and maybe even a snack. Come on along while we create this beautiful spring arrangement. Okay, so here we are at the dining room table, and you can see I have an array of things that I'm going to be using. First of all, we're going to be using this, get my glasses out of the way, this basket from Hobby Lobby. Now this is a basket that could be hung, or it's got a flat bottom here so you can stand it up. So it's either or. So I thought this is perfect because it's basket and for spring and Easter. So we're going to use this, and then also you're going to need some foam. I got these from the Dollar Tree. I have some foam downstairs in my supplies, but I wanted something with a different shape. I have so many different shapes of foam, but not what I needed for this basket. So I got the hard silk flower foam, and then I got the dry foam, which is for like dried flowers, but you can still use it for silk with some hot glue. So I have my hot glue gun, and you're going to need floral tape, okay? Regular floral stretchy tape. You're going to need your clippers and some floral wire, okay? You can get this at Walmart, okay? You're also going to need some skewers, some wood skewers, okay? Not necessarily, you might not need these, but you'll see as we go along how I'm using them. I also have some dried brown moss. You can use green moss if you would like, but I have a really big bag of this dried brown moss, so I'm going to use that. And then I have some of these carrots that we're going to use in the arrangement. And over here you'll see I have a variety of flowers that we're going to use purple and some of this really pale pink hydrangea, some purple and pinkish hydrangea. I also have these filler flowers in two different purple shades. And I have this eucalyptus grouping here that we're going to use, and it also is going to drape out of the arrangement. So we're going to use this also. We're going to be using this little bunny from Walmart. He's going in the arrangement too. Okay, guys, I just realized I forgot to put my mic on. So I'm mic'd up now. I hope you guys can hear me better. Um, so I also brought my Lazy Susan here that I work on to do my arrangements. Move some of this out of the way. You can see. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our foam in. I've got my hot glue gun that's been heating up, and I have a serrated knife here that I'm going to use to cut the foam. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open it. And this one is just going to go at the bottom. This one, a lot of the stems may or may not reach, but it's just going to sit at the bottom to give my other foams some height. So I'm going to put it in there and put it flat down on the bottom. Okay. And now these are going to go next. Garbage. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit off the edge of this dry foam. I'm going to cut that off and see if I can get it in this way. I want it to go this way. Okay, that's perfect. And then we're going to do the other one. You want your foam, I don't know if you guys could see it. There's the foam. You want your foam to be snug in your arrangement container, because if it's not, your arrangement's going to flop all over the place. And it might even come out, fall out when you pick it up or something. You don't want that to happen. Okay. And then we're going to cut a little bit off here too. I'm just looking to see how much I should take off. I might take a little bit less off. Okay. Actually, I'm going to have to take a little bit more. There we go. Now, it feels nice and snug in there, as you can see. Okay. Now, these pieces you can put around the edges inside, like to give it a little extra support. Yeah, there we go. And to give a little extra space if you want to poke in with your stems. Okay, so we've got that in there. I'm just going to put this aside over here. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add our moss. Now I have chosen, like I said, this brown moss. And we're just going to get some of this. We'll just pull it. I know it can make a mess, so if you've ever worked with it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we're just going to, loosen it up a little bit. And we're going to put it right in there. And we're going to need more because I got to fill up this space. We don't want to have like a ton of moss because then it's going to be hard to get your stems in. So you just want to have enough that it's covering. Now this is like, I'm showing you like a proper way of making a silk arrangement. Okay. I'm not going to go into all of like the proper way to do a silk arrangement as if you're going to sell it. But I think floral designing, everybody has their own way of doing things. Everybody has their own style of how they do it. So I'm just going to show you my way, how I do it for my home. There's other times I don't put, I won't put moss or I won't put foam in the basket. Like I will just throw flowers in and casual because it's for your home. So, but I'm just going to show you a proper way of making a silk arrangement. Okay, so we've got our foam in, we've got our moss in the basket. Now we're ready. Okay, so we're deciding how big do we want the arrangement? What is it going to look like? Now ahead of time, you pick out your flowers. When I pick out my flowers and I'm shopping for my flowers, I look and I see, okay, I put things together in the store. Oh, this will look good with this. Um, you know, uh, just mixing and matching and seeing what I want to use. And then, of course, we're going to have some greenery here because I like the eucalyptus coming out and draping out over the basket. So I have this whole stem and I'm just going to put this whole stem in. Now, what I wanted to tell you is, you see this stem here, it's just, regular plastic stem. Now you can put glue, hot glue on it, get it in there to keep it in there snug. Also, there's picks, floral picks that you can put on your stems. They come in wooden picks, and then you use the wire at the end and you wrap it on your stem, and then you wrap that in some of the floral tape. It's extra work. I'm not really going to do that. There's also a steel pick machine that you can buy. It's around, I think, like $279. And you put you put your stem in and you move the handle and it puts a steel pick on your stem so that, and you can put glue on that too. And if you really want it to stay snug, and you can, it helps to stay in your foam. But I'm not doing that either because I want to be able to take this apart and I want to be able to reuse the basket for another arrangement and maybe reuse some of these items. So that's the beauty of using and making silk arrangements, is that you can still use a lot of the items. So, but I will show you guys with this, that you can put some glue on there. I have my glue gun already. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it towards the back. So I'm going to reach down there and find where my foam is. And I'm going to just put it in there like that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I don't want all this hanging in the front like it is, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these longer ones here and I'm going to put them over to the side like this. Okay. Because we want it to be draping, but we don't want it to cover up the front. Okay. So this is what it looks like. So this is a good base to start our arrangement. Now the next thing we're going to do is, these are going to be, you want to start with your main flowers, okay? So I have an idea of where I want my bunny to. Where's my bunny going to go? And, where are the flowers going to be? So I'm getting an idea in my head, right? What I want to do. So these, because they're so big, are going to kind of, stand out a lot. So obviously the stem, look how long these stems are. Beautiful. But we're not putting it in a huge tall vase. So if I put this in like this, look how it's going to stick out, right? So I'm going to need to cut this. So you're going to get your wire cutters and you're going to cut it. You're going to measure like this. You're going to say, well, if I want it here, then I'm going to cut it about here. Or you can cut it here, a little bit shorter. Okay. So you get your wire clippers and you're just going to clip that part off. Now, don't get rid of these. If you are somebody who makes a lot of floral arrangements, don't get rid of these, because you can use these to attach onto a stem that was cut shorter and you want to use it in an arrangement where you need a longer stem on it. So keep these. I sometimes keep a lot of these around. So, okay, so now I want to put my hydrangea in. And I'm just going to find a spot there. I want to go, and I'm going to push it right down there like that. Okay. Now this bunny is going to need something, right? Because I want to put him, see, I want to put him about here in the arrangement. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bamboo, is this bamboo or is it just wood? These are bamboo skewer on him because he's styrofoam. So you want to use something where you can either wire it into your arrangement or you can put a skewer through it. All right, so obviously the skewer is way too long, right? Look, it's huge. So what we want to do is we want to cut some of this off. So you just use your wire cutter. You're going to cut that off. You can save this too for something else. Then you're going to want to take this pointy part here, the pointy part of the skewer, and you're just going to put it in the bottom here of the bunny. And like I said, he's styrofoam, so it's going to go right in. Okay, that seems pretty sturdy. I'm going to actually cut more off of this because we really don't need all of that. Okay, so I'm going to put the bunny in now. Our bunny's in. I'm going to add the second main flower, which is another one of these pinky purple hydrangeas, and it's going to go right over here. You want to just look for balance, right? Because you want your arrangement to be balanced. So now we're going to cut off the stem. Some of these stems are really hard to cut. Or maybe I just need a new pair of clippers. Okay. Now it's up to you whether you want to leave these big leaves on. What I do is I leave them on, and then if I find that they're causing me a problem in my arrangement, I'll just clip them off later. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We got one up and one down. Okay, so we're talking about balance. So if you have height here, then you want to have something down here. It's about balancing. So I think now I want to go in with some of these real pale pink. Now I have used these before. As you can see, the stems are cut short. So, I mean, what do I want to do? Will this reach? This one will, I think, because I want to have something low here on this side. Okay, and I'm just going to bend it like that. Okay, so you see, we're starting to balance out the arrangement. Okay, now I want to put another one up here this way, but the problem is the stem's not long enough. So what I can do is I can attach another stem, or I can attach this skewer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my floral tape. This is stretchy floral tape, and you can get this at any store, any craft store. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wrap it around. Now this tape is stretchy, so you can pull it a little bit as you're wrapping it around the stem. You're going to pull it as you're wrapping, and you want to go in a downward wrapping motion. You want to go in a downward wrapping motion and tapering as you go down. Okay, and then you're going to just go back up, right? You're going to just wrap, 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 wrap until you feel that it is secured, that the skewer is secured onto that stem. Okay, and I feel like it's secured, so I'm going to just pull down here and I'm going to rip it right off. It comes apart very easily. So here we go. I'm going to cut some of this off too because I don't need all of this. Okay, and then we're going to put it in right here. Okay, we're starting to come together here. I'm going to start adding in these purple tulips. So let's see how we do with these. If we can just pop these right on in. So I want to start getting, okay. Oh, these are so pretty. Love tulips. See, I'll show you what I'm doing here. We're getting there, right, guys? So I'm just going to go in and put these tulips. I am trying to balance and seeing where I need to put them. See, and then like I want to bend them because I want it to go this way. I want to have that type of look where it's flowing outwards. It's spring and the tulips are popping up out of the ground, right, guys? And like I said, if you ever feel like you want more height, you just add on, right? If you need more height, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get another skewer. So these are just the basics of floral design. Let him look at you. These are just the basics of floral design. And, you know, if you ever wanted to try it, making something for your home, use your imagination, use your creativity. You know, I remember the first arrangement I did, it wasn't so great. But I learned as I kept going on and making more and, you know, learning more about it. And I didn't go to school to learn it. I learned on my own. And I was hired at a florist and I learned a lot there. And I did a lot of floral work. And the lady told me I had a lot of talent in it. And she ended up getting another location. And at times I ran that store for her while she was at the other store. So, and I've done silk flower weddings. I prefer silk flowers. I just do. That's my thing. Anyway, so let's go in now. We're gonna put this right up in here like that because I want to I'm getting close to the chandelier here, but I want to have a high, like a point, you know, like I want it to have that look. This is a one-sided arrangement. So that means this is going to go back up against a wall or like you're hanging it on a wall or you're standing it in a corner or something like that. This is a one-sided arrangement. So what that means is that we're not going to go crazy with the back and we're worrying about it balancing this way. Okay. As if like it was a centerpiece for a table. If this was a centerpiece, we would be balancing it all around. We're just looking at balancing the color and the flowers and the look of it facing one way. So let's continue on putting some more of these tulips in because I think we're going to need quite a few of them. And these tulips I got from Amazon. These are Amazon tulips. I think they're pretty. You can get these on Amazon. You can There we go. You can see. Um, you know, some of the florals are from Walmart. These two purpley hydrangeas are from Walmart. These are Hobby Lobby. Um, these fillers are from Amazon. Shop around, look for, what you like. And if you have a stash of flowers somewhere, shop from there first and see what you have, what goes, and then purchase, whatever else you need. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you here is I want to have some balance here as I have this tulip coming out. This is coming out downward, right? So this side, I want to have one coming out upward. So I'm going to attach my bamboo skewer, or like I said, if you have any of these stems, you can attach them using my floral tape because my stem is too short. So this is what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm going to look and see where I want this to go. I'm going to put down in there into the foam. Now you can see what I'm talking about here with the balancing, right? Balancing it out so it looks good. Okay, this is coming along nice. I think a few more tulips, and then I'm going to add in some of these stems to make it look really natural. Okay, these are just stems that I had in my supply, and I'm going to add them in to give it a real pretty natural look. And I'm going to add in some more of these. Now, as you can see, I wanted this tulip to go down this way, so I pushed it in, and then I bent it with the wire because these are bendable, and I just bent it down so that I have that look that I wanted. Gonna add some more of these in, some more of these hydrangeas. Now you can see how it's coming along. It's looking good. It's looking pretty. I want some of these up at the top. So I'm going to get myself a skewer, tape it up. So we're just trying to make this look as natural as possible. We're adding leaves and some berries and stems. Okay, and then I want to go in and I want to add my carrots. I have these white ones and these orange ones that I got from Walmart. So I'm just going to put skewers in them and then we're going to pop them in. So you want one there. Then I'm going to put another one in, the orange one. I think I want one right there. Okay. Look at that, guys. It's so cute. It's coming along. So like I said, I want to have some height with this. So I want to do it that way. Oops. Now we're going to go in with some of this filler flower. Just going to fluff them open. And I'm not sure if I want to put more carrots in or not, but we're going to go in with some of this filler flour. We're just going to fluff it around in here. I'll show you this way. Look how cute that is. It's so pretty. Now you can separate them and clip off if you want to put into your arrangements. But because this is a tall arrangement, look how short the stem is. And if I clip off, I'm making my stem even more short. So I am just putting it in little areas and fluffing it. Now this one is going up, so I kind of want this one to go down. I'm going to put it in this way. I'm going to bend the stem just a little bit. All right, there we go. So sometimes you may even want to just take a step back from your arrangement and look at it far away, because when you're working up close, you tend to see things one way. So if you take a step back, you can get a better idea sometimes. I've noticed that when I'm floral designing, that every so often, every couple of minutes, I got to take a step back and see what's going on. But some people like to stand and design. I used to do that. I used to stand and design, most of the time when I was younger. But I have back problems now. I have degeneration in my lower spine. So I prefer to sit. And, or you could sit at a counter and use a stool, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Okay, we're looking pretty good here. I think I want to put maybe another orange carrot in. Just trying to figure out where. Maybe here. Maybe here. Just trying to figure out. You can also put a bow into this if you wanted to, but I'm thinking about putting another carrot right there. How cute. These are styrofoam too, these carrots, once you get past the roping that's on the outside, and then they go in pretty good. Here we go. Put this one right in here. I like that. That's looking good. So I guess another reason why I don't like to glue, and this just came to me now, like I don't like to really glue my stuff in, is because if I want to change it, if I want to move it a little higher or a little lower, you can do that once your glue is, but the glue is going to pull on the foam, and then you're going to have a big hole in your foam, which can kind of sometimes make things difficult. So, if I was making this for, somebody a customer that I was going to be selling to, I would definitely hot glue it because I want it to stay in place, and I want my work to be tight. Show you guys here is that you can see I added another tulip here. Now you can see how I've balanced the arrangement, having this come here, and then we have this up here. It's opposite, but it's flowing nicely. This is it's all done now, and it's fairly easy. Just take your time. Take your time, and when you first design your first arrangement, it's not going to be perfect. No arrangement really is perfect, but be proud of yourself for attempting it and accomplishing it. So, and you'll learn as you continue to do it, you'll learn and you'll grow in it. And it's so much fun to put something together like this and then look at it later and enjoy it. You don't have to worry about it dying because it's not fresh flowers. I want to thank you guys for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed the flower tutorial, that spring and Easter arrangement that we did today. I'm so glad that you guys came and watched today. And I just want to remind you guys that when I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and it's going to be an item made by me. And so let's just keep watching and hoping that we get to 500 pretty soon. And I'm so grateful for you guys. I thank you so much for following along and sharing with me in my journey here. And so I want you guys to have a blessed and wonderful weekend. And I will see you back next week in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.